We take a look at the highs and lows of this Olympic Games.
Team USA can't hold off Canada in the gold medal hockey game, and the host country wins its most treasured gold yet.
Closing ceremonies cap off a historic record-making Olympics. We'll show you the best images from the celebration.
Welcome to the last Vancouver Today. I'm Reed Cherner.
And I'm Christine Brennan.
Crazy, crazy action at Canada Hockey Place during yesterday's gold medal game. USA Today hockey writer Kevin Allen tells us how Canada defeated the USA.
Canada, figured out a way to get the puck past Ryan Miller. A couple of goals gave him a 2-0 lead, and then the American team, showing it had mental toughness, started to chisel its way back into the game. Deflection goal by Ryan Kessler pulled them within one, and then from that point on, it really seemed as if the American team sort of believed that it had a chance in the game. The third period, Zach Parise scored with 25 seconds to go. When Jerome McGinley and Sidney Crosby collaborated on the game-winning overtime goal, it sent the crowd here and probably the entire city and country into a frenzy. It's a country of 33 million people, and 500,000 of them are registered hockey players. Hockey's intertwined with their culture. It's wrapped around their self-esteem.
The best moment in the history of Canadian sports right here is bringing a tear to my eyes.
The United States wanted to win this game. Canada needed to win this game, and I understand that. Couldn't end it any better way.
And for them to win this hockey tournament was very big for this country, and I think if they hadn't won the gold medals, regardless of how well they've done in the Olympics, it would not have been a successful Olympics. And of course, Sidney Crosby faced the most pressure, and it wasn't a coincidence that he was the hero of this tournament.
We take a look back at a record-making Olympics for the United States.
Before the Vancouver Games could officially begin, tragedy struck at Whistler Sliding Center. Just hours before opening ceremonies, Nodar Kumotashvili of the Republic of Georgia lost control of his luge sled at the bottom of the track. He flew off the course and into a pole. He died later at a hospital.
Here you have a young athlete who lost his life in pursuing his passion. He had a dream to participate in the Olympic Games. He trained hard, and he had this fatal accident. I have no words to say what we feel.
A few hours later, the Georgian delegation marched into the opening ceremonies with black armbands, their flag trimmed in black. All flags at the ceremonies were kept at half-staff. One of the 4 legs of the indoor cauldron failed to rise from the ground, a minor glitch in opening ceremonies at BC Place Stadium. Minutes later, thousands ran alongside Wayne Gretzky as he rode a truck through the Vancouver drizzle to ignite the outdoor flame.
Yeah!
And the games began. Luge officials moved down the start areas on the track, raised the wall at curve 16, and added padding to steel beams. Officials trucked and helicoptered tons and tons of snow to Cypress Mountain and used hay bales and dry ice to fight 50-degree days that threatened the freestyle skiing and snowboarding events.
Protesters disrupted the torch route as it entered downtown Vancouver. They broke windows at the Olympic Superstore and erected a tent city to draw attention to Vancouver's rising homelessness rate.
Complaints prompted organizers to cut a hole in the chain link fence around the outdoor flame, saying they had underestimated the thousands who would flock to see it every day.
The first gold medal for the United States came from Hannah Carney on the second day of the Games. Carney redeemed a disappointing appearance in Torino and upset Canadian Jen Heil.
Check. It's accomplished, and where do you go from here? I'm not going to worry about that. Right now I'm just focusing on enjoying every moment. This is my gold medal, and America's first gold medal.
Canadians waited for their first gold medal to be won on home soil, something that eluded them in Calgary and Montreal. It came with Alexander Bilodeau's freestyle moguls performance on just the third day of the Olympics. Canada went on to claim 14 gold medals, the most of any nation.
Before the Games, the host country invested $113 million into athlete training into a program called Own the Podium. Canada earned 26 total medals, third in the count behind the United States and Germany.
A record U.S. medal count was buoyed by unexpected success in alpine skiing and Nordic combined. The alpine team grabbed 8 medals. Bode Miller, who transformed his Torino bad boy image within a week at Whistler, won the first surprise medal, a bronze in the men's downhill. He was followed by Lindsey Vonn's gold in the women's downhill 2 days later, with Julia Mancuso claiming the silver.
I couldn't believe it, really. I mean, I went out there and charged that slalom, but I haven't had a good slalom time in a while, so just the feeling sometimes doesn't match what your time is, so I was pretty freaking excited when I looked up and saw I was in first.
For Vonn, the downhill medal was the reason she came to Vancouver and an emotional accomplishment for one of her mentors, Peekaboo Street.
And if you can get on the course and train day in and day out with an amazing skier like Bode or Lindsey on your team, even Julia, you see them having success, I'm sorry, but it just makes it that much more possible for you in your mind to go, oh, dude, I've been within like a tenth of a second of him before, or I smoke him in training all the time. I can do this. If he can do this, I can do this. And that's what you're seeing going on with the U.S. ski team right now in Whistler, is they're going, if she can, I can. If he can, I can.
But alpine wasn't done. Vonn took a bronze in the Super G, Mancuso a silver in the Super Combined. Miller and Andrew Weibrecht won silver and bronze in the men's Super G. Finally, in the men's Super Combined, Miller won his first gold and became the winningest U.S. Olympic skier of all time.
During Mancuso's last race, tension surfaced between her and superstar Lindsey Vonn, who graced the cover of Sports Illustrated before the Games. Mancuso said that members of the team felt overshadowed by Vonn.
The U.S. Nordic combined team won its first medal ever in the event, with Johnny Spillane's silver medal on the third day of the Games. The team went on to win silver in the team event, and then Bill DeMong and Spillane went first and second in the long hill.
For a lot of years we watched the U.S. medal count and didn't have any contribution to it, and for our team to get 4 medals in 3 events, I think it's quite an accomplishment.
The United States continued its dominance in snowboarding. Seth Westcott, who wasn't favored to medal because of an injury, repeated his gold medal performance snowboard cross.
So I was telling myself in the gate, I was like, hey, you're the only one that owns this medal. Let's not let any of these 3 other guys get this.
In the men's halfpipe, no one in the world could touch Shaun White, who locked away the gold medal with his first run. He followed with a second run that included the double McTwist 1260, just because he could.
In a nutshell, and you know,
oh no,
all
I'm in
kind
a
of
nutshell.
Yeah,
Oh,
how
no. I had to.
It's good. How let me get this.
How did I get in this
way.
nutshell?
Why are you so much better than everyone else, basically?
I don't know. I guess, you know, me being on a different level than the other guys, I don't know. I always just felt like I wanted to put everything on the table, and that's what that last run was about. Showing the skill and all of that was definitely in the first run, and then the fun of it was in the second run. Obviously, I could have just ridden straight down the middle of the pipe, which would have been cool, but I chose the other route of putting down a run that I'd been working day and night to get down and in my bag of tricks there and runs. And I don't know, I definitely feel like putting down that run was everything I had dreamed and hoped for to come out here and do. Not only did I win, but I was able to demonstrate what I've been working on and share a bit of what I've been up to the rest of the world. So it's been like, you know, a double home run.
Teammate Scott Lago took the bronze medal, but left the Games early after controversial images surfaced on the TMZ website. Former gold medalists Hannah Teeter and Kelly Clark shared the podium with silver and bronze medals.
So this is my silver medal, and I got it in the half pipe the other night. They made it from recycled products, so your old Samsung phone could be in here. And it's really cool to have a sustainable medal. and I'm really excited about it because I've been training so hard this winter and really focusing in and dedicating myself to be super motivated. So this paid off.
U.S. speed skaters made history too. Apollo Ono, who won a silver and 2 bronzes in these games, became the most decorated Winter Olympian in U.S. history, passing first Eric Heiden, who has 5 medals, and then Bonnie Blair, who has 6. Ono leaves these games, which may be his last, with a record 8 medals. Ono barely snagged his 7th bronze after a stumble in the 1,000-meter event.
It wasn't until after I crossed the line that I was like, oh, how about that? You know?
In long track, Shawnee Davis became the first ever to repeat the gold at 1,000 meters, and Chad Hedrick surprised with a bronze in the same event. In the much-anticipated 1,500 meters, Hedrick faded to 5th, and Davis won silver. The men's long track team pursuit took silver behind Canada. It was Hedrick's final race, giving him 5 Olympic medals.
In perhaps the greatest upset of the Games, figure skater Evan Lysacek defeated defending gold medalist Evgeny Plushenko, winning the first men's figure skating medal for the United States since 1988. Lysacek did not attempt a quadruple jump, but instead had more triple jumps and better triples in his program than Plushenko. The result? He beat Plushenko by about 3 points in the technical category.
To be able to lead after the short program, skate last, wait for the whole event to skate last, skate as well as he did. I mean, he really nailed that performance, and he was selling that skate more than I've seen in the past. So I really did see improvement in him and was very impressed as an audience member. To succeed at all of that must feel great, and especially like he said, he was 100% certain that he was going to win, and for that to not happen and for you to have, I guess, mentally prepared yourself every single day for the last 365 days that you're going to win, and then for it to not happen must be a disappointment. And you know, as he's not going to get over it in one day, it's going to maybe take time, but he should be proud of himself.
Ice dancers Meryl Davis and Charlie White took silver behind Canada's Tessa Virtue and Scott Moyer. U.S. women did not medal for the first time since 1964, although that was expected, but Canada's Joannie Rochette gave emotional performances just days after the unexpected death of her mother.
The U.S. ended a 62-year gold medal drought when Stephen Holcomb and the rest of the night train team finished about 0.4 of a second ahead of the rest of the competition. The women brought home a bronze a few days before.
In hockey, Canada's national sport, the country had to fend off both U.S. teams. Canada's women shut down the U.S. women 2-0. Afterwards, the Canadian team took to the ice in celebration with champagne and beer, even though some players were under the age of 19, which is British Columbia's legal drinking age.
The men's hockey team shocked Canada in the men's preliminary rounds 5-3 with an incredible 42 saves by goalie Ryan Miller. Team USA couldn't repeat against Canada and fell to a more experienced team as the country celebrated its most cherished gold medal.
The United States has won the most medals of any country in a Winter Olympic Games. The U.S. tops the medal count chart for the first time since the 1932 Lake Placid Olympics.
The team has done a phenomenal job. These athletes have made the entire country proud, and we couldn't be happier with their performance. It's just an awesome experience, and we have them to thank for this.
You know, we're very, very pleased with the results. I think almost no matter what our projections were, it would be hard to deny the fact that we've exceeded our expectations here. We've had a fantastic games.
It's over. I can't believe it's over. So why don't you give me your best memory?
You know, I have to go back to the figure skating venue. Surprising. I know that shocks you to hear that I would, you know, sequin head that I am. But I got to go with Lysacek from Chicago, trains in LA. You know, he's thrilled to be here. He's hoping maybe for a medal. And he goes out and skates the greatest short program and long program he's ever done, back to back. The greatest performances of his life at the most important moment of his life, and he wins the Olympic gold medal, upsetting Evgeny Plushenko. The most shocked people in the room were the Russians. They can't believe it. They still can't believe it. They've been whining ever since. And it led really to a couple of things. The trend of the Russians not winning a gold medal in the figure skating venue for the first time since 1960, 50 years. And also, I think, a real sense that the United States was going to win medals, Reed, all over the place where they weren't expected. Evan Lysacek, terrific performance, a class act. In the exhibition the other night, he was interviewed, he was thanking the crowd, he did a little speech, just thanking everyone for being there. I think he's going to be a great ambassador for the sport. So that had to be it for me. How about you?
Well, I can't argue with Plushenko, but after Shaun White won the gold medal, I thought, did I see what I just saw? So I got on the phone to my snowboarding expert, which is my college-age son, and I said to him, Quinn, did I see what I just saw? He said, after you watch Shaun White snowboard, nobody in the world should ever get on a snowboard again. And he said the double McTwist 1260, he said there's no one else in the world who can do that. When you can win a gold medal and do something that experts will tell you no one else in the world can do, I was blown away. I mean, it was Gretzky-like, it was Jordan-like. He was so far above his competition. I will not forget that.
Well, that's certainly a good one. As you know, we have 4 years now to have another Winter Olympic memory. The next Winter Games are headed to Sochi, Russia. Sochi, a coastal city north of the Republic of Georgia on the Black Sea, is actually warmer than Vancouver, which is a little hard to believe. Skiing, snowboarding, and the sliding events will be held in the nearby Caucasus Mountains. The city is building most venues and infrastructure completely from scratch, but Russian officials have promised that the global economic downturn will not affect Olympic-related construction.
Synchronize your watches to Big Ben because the Summer Olympics comes to England in 2012. And I know you'll hardly believe it, but this is our last Vancouver Today. We're leaving you with the best images of closing ceremonies. And here's another promise, a first. Christine and I will not be here tomorrow. But we welcome any feedback you have. Just email us at sports@usatoday.com. And thanks for watching Vancouver Today.